So we are in Exodus chapter 17. This is the second sermon in Exodus 17. Last week, we were looking at this idea of the rock and water coming out of the rock, and I was trying to drive home the idea that Jesus is showing up in the book of Exodus. Old Testament is pointing ahead to the New Testament, all of that. The second part of Exodus chapter 17 deals with Moses lifting his arms up over the battle because the Amalekites, who were descendants of Esau, the Amalekites have attacked the Jews, the Jewish nation. They look to be an easy mark, right? They're unorganized. They're not prepared for what's going on. And the Amalekites attack them. They're looking for food. They're looking for treasure. They're looking for slaves. They're looking for wives. They're that group that is sort of a nomadic group of hooligans, and they dislike the Jews. They're in a long line of people who, continues through today, who are predisposed for some reason to dislike the Jews. In the case of the Amalekites, Esau, remember, gets slighted by Jacob, and so you've got all of that initial tension and feud in play. But that's what goes on, and Moses commissions Joshua to go down and to fight, to recruit an army and to fight against the Amalekites. Moses, along with Aaron and Hur, he holds the staff up over the people, and they allow him to sit down, and they prop up his arms so he can hold his arms up, because as often as his arms are up, then the battle is being won. When his arms drop down, the battle is being lost. And so I just said, look, there's all kinds of handles on this, and talked about them, Moses' development, the fact that there are battles, the fact that Joshua is sort of a Jesus figure. I mean, there's all kinds of things to see here, the need for prayer, the fact that we're in a spiritual battle, all of that. But I said, and I pushed this idea that it's a long walk. It's a long walk for the Jews from the Red Sea to the Promised Land. And God leading them makes it a longer walk. And I suggested that there's not enough walking being done in our lives. And I'm not specifically referencing here your physical health and ability to walk. I mean, that's important. I'm not ignoring it, but that's not my lane. I'm saying that walking, especially back then, was a time to talk with somebody. It was a time to be quiet. It was a time to reflect. It was a time to process. It was a time to hear God. And a lot of people that I'm around, including, I mentioned the guy I was sitting next to on a plane, there's no downtime. But it's not thinking time. It's not reflecting time. It's not restorative time. It's banal watching movies at 7 a.m. Time. And you do not want that to be you. So, lots to talk about in your study. I hope it goes well.